So part 3 of the filter installation. I've actually done it already, but I'm going to show you what I've done because it only took 10 minutes to actually do it. So if you remember, we got most of it plumbed in except we hadn't got the strainer. Well, good old Amazon, it was an overseas shipment, supposed to arrive today. They sent me a message saying, oh sorry, but it's not going to get delivered now, we're going to send you a refund. So I haven't got a strainer. So I've had to order another one from somewhere else, and I don't know how long that's going to take to turn up. In the meantime, I thought I'm going to hook this up. There's hardly any crap, if any at all, in the bottom of the pond. So and there is a cage on the filter. So for now, I just thought I'm going to get it up and running. So I've put some pipe work in place. We'll have to come back out again for the strainer to go in, but I'll show you where we've got to. So last time is we had the pump coming to here and we stopped there. So what I've done now is I've put this pipe in all the way to here, goes across at an angle on top of that one. Had a leak from there, so I've temporarily sealed that with some silicone and some electrical tape and what have you. Across here, down here, up and into the inlet, and that was it. That was the only bit of pipe work that was left to go on. So that's all solvent welded and installed. And I also extended the waste pipe right down to the end of the cap on the end for when I do a filter clean at some point. It won't be for a while yet. The filter is full up. It's got some Evolution Aqua filter gel start in there. I've also put just a tiny amount of K Plus from my moving bed because that's becoming mature now. So I'll put a bit of that in there just to help, I suppose, as well. And so what we've now got is a waterfall running and the shower is running. And I'm sure you remember, but what we've got is a T-piece on the pipe work here, so that when we come back out the return here, under this one, out the return down here into a T, and you got this one comes off here down through a ball valve into the UV, down into an 1.5 inch pipe up here, which is the black one, back through there, and that goes onto the back of the shower or side of the shower in there. And the other one goes into the ball valve here, which goes up that pipe along there and back over and onto the shower. And I can adjust the flow rates on those with the ball valves, but that seems to be running nicely as it is, and I'll let that run and see where we go. The only other leak I've found, which is slightly annoying, is that drain valve is dribbling. Now, we haven't touched that at all. It's tight, but it's dribbling. So brilliant. Cheers, EA. Well done. I mean, well done. So that's crap. But on the whole, that's been a relatively painless task. That last bit was just to finish off that pipe work. I didn't film it because didn't need to. It literally took 10 minutes to do that and solvent weld it. So that's all up and running. At some point I will do a filter clean and a backwash on it and a rinse, but I don't want to do that yet because it's got all the new EA filter start gel in there, and I don't want to send that straight down the waste pipe. So it'll probably be a few weeks or so before I do its first clean, and then I'll have to get to grips with how that works. It's amazing actually how much of the pond went down to fill that chamber up. But so right now I've got a lot of filtration. There's the moving bed, well, up through a pre-filter into the moving bed in the blue barrel there and back into the pond. The old pump is feeding the big multi-bay up there, and then that's coming back down into the pond. And then we've got the K Plus Advanced over there. So now we've got a load of filtration. The pond is already crystal clear anyway, running off the multi-bay, but I'm sure this is going to make a difference. The fish look happier, the nitrites come right down now. We are still at 0.4, so the pond is still salted at the moment. but the fish look happy, they're feeding well, and with food going in, the nitrite is still coming down, which I'm really pleased about. The fish look good, the kahaku's healing well after he battered during a bit of a spawning session. It's looking good. So yeah, I think we've got some happy fish in the pond, which is great news. One of my oldest fish there is the Orange Ogon. Absolutely beautiful fish. Excellent net pattern on it. And I've had that for over 10 years now, so one of my oldest fish. So there we go for now. Vince was due to come around on Sunday to do this once we got the strainer, but I thought, well, I'm not going to get the strainer now, so I might as well just plumb the rest of that in, get it up and running. While we wait for the strainer to turn up, and then we'll have to do that bit. So there probably will be a part 4. I might even hold on to this bit of video until we get that, and then do that as part 3. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Well, good morning, everybody. So we're on to the next step of this filter install. So it's actually been doing a fantastic job. The water is really clear. I actually did put a fluke treatment in here a couple of days ago, so it's just about clearing again now. These flukes are a pain in the arse. The Goshki there is still not happy about it. Well, I have come to the conclusion that I don't really think Fluke X is doing the job. So we'll leave it for a little while and then think about the next treatment. The one I haven't tried is LearnX Pro, so I hear that's got some good reviews. So if I need to, I will turn to that. But anyway, the pump is off, the shower's off, the waterfall's off, the other filters are still running over there for now. Nitrite level has come all the way down now to 0.21, so that's significantly lower than it was some weeks back, where I was really struggling with it, and it just continues to come down now. So I think that's mainly because the multi-bay mature media is now actually being utilised in there. The moving bed is maturing nicely. The K Plus in that is colouring up beautifully, and in fact already the K Plus in the advanced here is already starting to colour up as well. Oh, it's off at the minute, so it's sunk down a bit. So the plan today is I need to put a non-return valve in here, making sure we get the up in the up position, and I've got to get the strainer in here somewhere, making sure I can actually get the basket out. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But the scary bit about that, of course, just put my foot in a puddle. Scary bit about that, of course, is I've got to cut my pipe work now. But well, that's what needs to be done. So I'm going to get on with that. I've got enough bits and pieces here to get me out of trouble if I need to. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll bring you back periodically and show you the progress. Cheers, guys. So far I've cut a load of pipes out. I'll just quickly show you. So I've cut a pipe from there. I've cut this one out here because we had a leak in that joint anyway, so might as well get that fixed. The pump inlet from the pump up to the filter is here, so I've cut that, and now I'm just in the process of trying to link all these bits back up. We'll get those in. It's a bit too many right angles for my liking really, but we're gonna have to go with what we got and the space we have. Bring you back shortly. Right, so I've done a dry fit of all the bits and pieces. So let me flip you around and show you, see what you think. So what we've now got is the pump from the pond coming up here, into my strainer, down through the strainer, out, up through a non-return valve and in. So now, first of all, I've got something picking up the larger debris like leaves and stuff out of the pond before it goes to the filter. And I've also got the non-return valve so that when I switch the pump off to do the cleaning, it doesn't drain all the water back down the pipe and back into the pond. I'm hoping that that has sorted that out. I'm just going to mark all this up and then I'm going to get gluing, so I'll bring you back hopefully once it's all set and ready to switch on. We'll see if we've got any leaks. Okay, well, it's a bit dirty, isn't it? I've glued it all up, so I'll quickly flip that around and show you. It's not the best job in the world, I mean, but I wanted to make sure I had glue everywhere. So we go through the joints, that was already on, so glued, 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 glued and glued. And then for the bottom one, we came from here, that's where I cut it, so that's glued, 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 glued and glued. And so the moment of truth, we'll be switching it on, but the other moment of truth is actually to see if I can actually get that basket out of there to clean it. So let's have a look. We undo the lid, take the top off, and then boink, basket. Yep, spot on. So that works just right. And then pop it back on. So see what happens. So any leaks we get, see the basket filling up. Leak. That's not the best place to have a leak, I can tell you that now. I had a funny feeling that one was going to leak, so that's why I smeared a load more around it. Let's see if there's any others. Should fill. Getting there. You can see the basket's working. There we go. It's coming out the top now. It's coming out. And we're full. So, let's have a look elsewhere. Any other leaks? There's one there. Nothing. Not leaking. A bit of a dribble there. Nothing on the top of it. And that one. Should slip that out. feeling that was going to leak. That's working nicely. Right, let me try and figure that out. Typical. There was always going to be at least one leak, wasn't there? So let me see if I can get to the bottom of that, and I'll bring you back. Right, so I've had to do a bit of a Vince New Forest fix on this joint, so I should quickly show you. So I've had to put some more solvent weld in the around it, and then let that go off. Then I've put some silicone sealant around there, and then the electrical tape all the way around. So I'm pretty sure that isn't going to leak. I will get some grey or black tape to put over that just to make it look a bit better, and then I'll go and have some lunch now, and then we'll come back and test fire that, run the pumps, and see if that's all okay. And then what I might well do actually is do a quick test clean on the filter, make sure the non-return valve in here operates correctly. It looks like it is, because I've switched the pump off to sort that leak, and the basket is still full of water, so that hasn't rushed back to the pond. So I think that's doing its job. That under there, first leak under there, is all dry now, so that's not leaking. So yeah, I'll bring you back after lunch and see if we fixed it. There we go. I've just put some top that off with some black Gorilla tape. That's not bright red staring you in the face. Okay, be back in a mo. Right then, so pump on. Let's get the air out of this. Be a little bit in there. Oh. So this is what was leaking before. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Dry joints everywhere else on that. In a minute, there's nothing coming out of that, so that's all good. Let's just go around and check. Okay out here. Shower's running, waterfall's running. So that seems to be pretty good. So we should be in business here. Yep, so I'm happy with that. Oh, well, that looks pretty successful. So we've got all that in. They're the bits I wanted to get in. What I will do in a second is I'll just get myself organised, and then I'm going to do a quick backwash on the filter. Need to get my pipe to connect up to the end of this pipe here and down into my drain, because I haven't got a direct connection to a drain from here, so I just have to run a flexi from the end of there down into the drain. And we'll make sure we can do a backwash and clean on the filter, so I will video that. I'll bring you back in a sec. Right, so instructions tell us, first thing, switch pump off, turn multi-port valve handle to rinse, switch the air blower on, and open the, so switch on first, then open the valve. Open the bleed. Leave for 5 minutes. Agitate. K plus media. So that is, you can feel it agitating it. Now, a bit of a leak in there. Start that, there's electrics under there, so we do need to move that a little bit further. So, because this has only been on a little while, I'm not going to leave that on for 5 minutes. So, close the valve. Air off. Shut air valve. Turn the multi-port to backwash, which is that one. And switch the pump on. Open the bleed valve. So once all the air is bled, then we can put that back in. Let that fill up. Goes. Once the air's out, put the bleed valve back in, the filter will backwash. Okay. I've got this little sight glass here, which actually, I don't know if you can see it, shows any shit you've got in the water spinning around there. Look. And then we should have down here nothing into there. Nice dirty water. So we're going to switch the pump off. Turn this to rinse. Rinse, switch the pump on, just as it was going. So anyway, what I did was we turned this to rinse, we switched the pump on, back on, and then we keep an eye on this, and you wait until that runs clear, which it did in the sight glass there, and once it's clear you switch the pump off, you put this back to filter, and then switch your pump back on, and you're back going through the filter system again through the outlets to the shower and the waterfall. So that all works really well. Just need to put the lid back on my bit of glue here, because I just did a little modification. So the other bit I just did was I extended the waste pipe here just a little bit, just to get it past those electrics there, so I can then just plug on the end here into the drain. I'll get a shorter bit of that pipe that's coiled up there to do that. Let's put this away in here. In my little box of spares. And well, there we go. So that's all of that done for the day. I think it's going to take me a little while to get used to doing the clean, backwash, rinse and what have you for this filter, but they say you only really need to be doing it once every couple of weeks. I mean, maybe in the height of the feeding season you might have to do it a little bit more often than that, but I'll get used to it. Once you work it out, it'll just be easy to go through that. Everything seems to be hanging in there. Looks complicated, doesn't it? But it's not really. I think it's all right, and it's tucked well out of the way down this little passage that I have here behind between the garage and the pond behind this fence. So it's nicely tucked out of the way. A lot more space up and around the advance than I had with the multi-bay, which is really nice. So we've got everything back on, everything running, everything's dry. Earlier on in the video I did point out that this little drain valve down the bottom here was dripping. It's not anymore. I put some PTFE tape around that thread, done that up, and that's fine. So we've got absolutely no leaks whatsoever over here now, which I'm really pleased about. And now time will tell, won't it, as to how good this filter actually is. I've got no doubt that it's going to do the job. I've seen them in action up at Daryl's at Koi Heaven, so he's been using them there for quite a long time now, and they're doing a fantastic job on his ponds. So I think we'll just wait and see, and I'll keep reporting back on my experiences with them, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there. And that's probably about all I can do really for this video now. So I really appreciate everyone watching and joining in with it. It's not been that difficult, to be honest. I think it's been pretty easy. Obviously massive thanks to Vince for helping me out, getting the old one out, getting it reset up over the back there behind me, and getting this one in down here and getting the majority of the pipe work in to start with. Massive help. But these things are pretty much plug and play really at the end of the day. Once you've figured out where you're going to put your pipe work, yeah, really pleased with it. I think it's come out really well, and it looks like a neat setup. So yeah, brilliant. Alright guys, thanks ever so much for watching along. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, all that nonsense, and share if you can, or whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just great if you guys enjoy it, and I love doing it, so brilliant. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next video soon, so take care. Cheers.